Thursday evening to you, and happy Friday, Junior. We are almost there. One more day, and then it'll be the weekend. And if you have any plans this weekend, you might be curious what the weather forecast is going to be like, because we've seen a lot of snow and a lot of cold temperatures. So, Trevor, will we continue to see those conditions this weekend?
We will have some snow, but the cold temperatures, that is a resounding no. I'd like to get a round of applause. The weather has cooperated, and it's not actually ridiculously cold anymore. It's still a little cool. Don't get me wrong. We do live in northern Michigan. It's supposed to be cold, right? But
January.
I will have some passing snow showers. Nothing major. The remainder of our work week, Friday Junior. That's a new one, by the way. I haven't heard Friday Junior before. I've heard Friday Eve 1,000 times.
Yeah, that's actually what I was going for, and I like
Friday
to think
Junior,
of it.
though. I like it. I'm going to stick with that one and keep things fresh.
There we go.
Some passing snow showers over the course of the next couple of days, but tomorrow looks like the best day of the week, and on a Friday too. Of course, we love that when it's on a Friday, and even better when it's on the weekend too. I'll talk about both of those things when we come back to the weather in just a few minutes.
Thanks, Trevor. And we have an update to a story out of Wexford County that we have been following for a couple of months now. So there could be some hope for those in Wexford County stuck in a real estate limbo. So the Register of Deeds office is still shut down almost 3 months after a cyber attack impacted the entire county. So local title companies and mortgage lenders may have found a workaround. So our Allie Baxter has more on what's changed and what's leading to this glimpse of hope.
We're all just in limbo waiting.
The domino effect of Wexford County's Register of Deeds office shutdown is being felt across the state.
My corporate office they keep asking me, how long is this going to be? And I said, they keep saying 2 weeks, 2 weeks, 2 weeks. And it's like, these 2 weeks has turned into 2 months, and now it's going on 3 months.
Candace Moulter at Cherry Creek Mortgage is one of many managers and agents dealing with the fallout of clients not being able to close on properties.
I don't get paid if I don't close a loan. And same thing with the realtors. So here we are going on 2 months now with no income.
That loss, Candace estimates for herself, is likely $10,000 a month.
I mean, there were so many families. Like, I had a couple of deals that these people were so excited to be in their houses before Christmas, and I couldn't make it happen.
The Michigan Land Title Association has been keeping members up to date with the Register of Deeds progress, saying some microfilms from 2016 to now are usable but not indexed. We asked another Michigan Register of Deeds office what that means. They explained an office could see 30,000 documents a year, and it's hard to sort through all of those microfilms to find a specific deed.
There's a mortgage involved. There's no way around it. But if you're a cash buyer, you could get away with it, but you're also risking 10 years down the road, somebody knocking on your door saying, hey, I have an ownership in this property. Because that's what title insurance is for, is to protect you from people that could have a stake in the property. And the only way to find that out is to do a title search.
Thursday, at least one local title company was given a solution from First American Corporate, a declaration of understanding and hold harmless agreement due to the emergency closure of the office responsible for titles and deeds. The agreement provides a way forward for buyers and sellers, but also acknowledges they are signing to close without all of the information a title would provide.
My hands are tied, believe me. If I could make this fixed so that I could have an income, I would do it in a heartbeat. It's the fact of getting my clients into their homes. I mean, I don't just care about the money. I care about my people.
And Allie is joining us live now from our newsroom. Allie, this is a story that you have been following since the very beginning. So it's nice to hear some positive optimism, but it sounds like this is more of a Band-Aid rather than a permanent fix. Would you agree with that?
Oh, yeah, it's definitely a Band-Aid. And really, it's just a workaround at the moment because, as we just heard, and we've been following this for a while, pretty much all real estate transactions have been frozen for the last 3 months. And as those months just keep piling up, it seems it's really hurting a lot of people. I mean, tonight we heard from a mortgage lender, and we've heard in the past from some of the clients. We've heard from some people who are stuck between these real estate transactions. We've heard from a lot of different people on this. We've heard a lot of different voices and showing really how this is impacting way beyond Wexford County as well. And they just had to figure out something to move forward, Maya.
So with this declaration of understanding, so this is giving them a way, buyers and sellers, to move forward. But something that you mentioned in your story is they are basically agreeing to signing to close without all the info that a title would have. What are some potential impacts of not having all that title information when signing?
Yeah, it's definitely a risk. I mean, it's something that in the newsroom, we were looking over that document today, and even our producer who said, hey, I actually spent some time in one of these companies before. He's like, I've never seen a document like this before. And it really was emphasized in that document that this is happening because this is an emergency only. Normally under any kind of circumstance, which is why things have been at a standstill for so long, you really need that title because you risk maybe somebody like Candace was saying, coming back years down the road and saying, actually, I have staked this piece of your property and it actually does belong to me, whether that's a small piece or maybe even half of your property as well. So it's kind of signing off on this risk that, hey, we don't have a title. And if it does come back around, that this person who has agreed to buy this property and thinks they're buying this amount of property, but it's not actually this amount of property, we can't be held liable for that because we were trying to move your transaction forward.
So definitely some risk there, but it sounds like a lot of people do just want to move forward at whatever it takes.
Yeah, absolutely. Because as we've reported before, Maya, this is really financially impacting people. And a lot of people at this point are just ready to move forward. We know a lot of people are paying taxes on 2 different properties. A lot of people are stuck in this limbo of between 2 houses in Wexford County. So people are in hotels, people are putting stuff in storage lockers. But we had this different perspective today with Candace, who we've always known this has impacted, also the realtors and the mortgage lenders, the title people. And now we are kind of having that voice of them as well. And they don't get paid until these transactions are made. And in Candace's case, she's not getting paid until this mortgage goes, this loan is agreed upon. So she said it's really impacting because that's about $10,000 a month just for her, not even for her entire business. Just for her, she's losing about $10,000 a month.
And again, this cyber attack happened 3 months ago. And since then, a lot of other departments in Wexford County offices are back up and running fully. Is there any update on when the Register of Deeds office could be back up and running?
There hasn't been any update, Maya. Last week when we attended the Wexford County Board of Commissioners meeting, it seems that there was some progress in finding a workaround solution or a backup plan because they lost their main system and their backup system. But we're told that also does not have a timeline for when they're going to be able to pretty much start from square one. They're starting from scratch with just a new database with their software provider. And when that could even be up has also not been given a timeline.
So going back to this declaration of understanding, if folks who are buying or selling want to take advantage of this during this emergency situation, can anyone do that?
It's really people that right now are just working with any title company that works with First American. This is the only one that we've seen so far that was shared with us today. And I know other people are reaching out to some of their other corporations that they work with for those things. I believe like Fidelity is one of them that they've reached out to say, hey, could this be a possibility as well? Because at this point, everybody just wants to be able to move forward at the corporate level down to the local level as well.
Sure. And we know that this is not the end of this story. And like you mentioned, it's just a Band-Aid, no permanent fix. So we will continue to follow any updates. But are there any other things that we haven't discussed yet that you want to mention, Allie?
Yeah, I would just say, and this is kind of something I bring back around with every single story, is that people know it is not the fault of the people who are actually working in the Register of Deeds office. And a lot of times, Candace told me today, she is actually on the receiving end of a lot of frustration from some people who, because they can't talk to the people in the Register of Deeds office, they kind of dump a lot of their frustrations onto her. And so just like as a reminder that, understand that everyone is trying to work through this. Everyone's kind of in the same boat right now, trying to find a solution and understand that things are still fluid and moving forward as quickly as they can.
Yes, I know it is so frustrating and it's hard to just sit back and be patient when it is going on 3 months, but you made a very good point. It's really no one's fault in the city. So just best to do everything you can to try to remain as patient as you can.
Yeah.
All right, Allie, thank you so much for joining us. And we do have another update from a story that we've been working on this week out of Wexford County. So on Monday, the Cadillac City Council meetings were canceled because of death threats that were received. And we do have new information tonight about those threats that caused that canceled meeting. So we're told that 2 City of Cadillac officials were the targets behind the death threats. The mayor says an individual sent these death threats to an elected official and a city employee through Facebook Messenger. Now, the mayor says the city council meeting was canceled on Monday night for the safety not just of those elected officials and city staff, but for the safety of everyone who attends these meetings.
We strongly believe that all of the rhetoric that is out on social media right now caused this event. It pushed a person to a place. They maybe weren't in a good place to begin with. I don't know. But when you're out there scaring people and riling people up who maybe are just in a really, a shaky state or whatever, I think this is, and it causes this to happen.
And the mayor says she hopes the community can safely move forward from this incident. The threats are being investigated by Cadillac police. They have no updates for us today. Moving to another part of the state, a northern Michigan manufacturer is investing $12 million into a new facility. Excuse me. And the state of Michigan says this will create 18 new jobs. Our Daniel Zivian visited Precision Hardwoods, where 45,000 square foot sawmill is being built right now.
The new jobs are a sizable addition to Onaway's manufacturing workforce. Although Governor Gretchen Whitmer took pleasure in announcing the jobs, Precision Hardwoods tells me that most of the capital invested came from the company.
Right now, we're producing a little over 1.5 million board foot, and we're going to go to 7.5, 8 million board foot with the new facility.
The company has had flashy projects like college basketball courts, but Precision Hardwoods mainly sells industrial lumber to clients nationwide.
Pallet materials, pallet stock, pallet wood, some grade lumber that goes into furniture making, to cabinets, that type of stuff. Apple crates is one of our big customers.
The new facility started construction in May 2024. Nash says once production starts in the spring, modern equipment will help the company get more out of every log.
Before it gets to the saw, it actually goes through a computer system that scans the log, and then it turns the log to position it into the best cut lines that you can get it in most board footage out of the log. And then after it passes through, the saw adjusts itself to the size of material you're putting through.
The news is a delight for the volunteers of Onaway's Chamber of Commerce, several of whom also work for the Michigan Works branch in town.
18 jobs means 18 more wages that people are able to buy and live in our community.
In Onaway, Daniel Zivian, UpNorthLive News.
Okay, if you need just a nice, happy, feel-good story that will warm your heart, you're in store for a good one. You might want to grab the tissues. This one made me tear up a little bit when I was reading it during our 6 o'clock show. The Cherryland Humane Society in Traverse City is saying a very happy farewell to a long-time furry friend. Take a look at this cute boy. This is Finnegan. He originally came to the shelter as a puppy. He was already adopted one time, but then he was returned to the shelter and was then waiting for his forever home. Well, the day finally came after being at the shelter for 952 days. Finnegan left the shelter today and is now living in a place that he can call home.
You can feel an energy in the shelter today. Everybody is just so happy. Like nothing can bring us down today, not even the weather. Like we're ready to celebrate. And as you saw his face, you can tell he's just so happy. And these amazing people that are giving him a home, we're celebrating them today too.
And look at his little happy dance. He's wiggling his butt. Oh my gosh, he is so sweet. I'm so happy for Finnegan. One more thing to mention, Cherryland Humane Society says it is in need of pet-safe ice melt. They say that's essential to the safety of their staff and their animals. The shelter says Home Depot was kind enough to make a donation, but they do need more. If you would like to help donate, visit the Humane Society's website. They have a wish list that will show you the pet safe ice melt. Okay, really quick, let's take a look at our question of the day related to Finnegan's amazing story. So if you have a dog, where did you get them from? Scan the QR code on your screen right now to vote. We will take a look at the results towards the end of the show. But let's take a quick break. We'll be right back with meteorologist Trevor Robideau. He'll have much more in your forecast in just a few minutes.
I'm Jada Johnson from Big Boys TV, and the Fish and Game Report is sponsored by Johnson's Propane.
We are finally starting to see some relief from that bitterly cold weather we saw at the beginning of this week. We are back up into what, like the 20s today, Trevor?
That's right. The higher teens and 20s. That's
Yeah.
right. You nailed it.
Yeah,
you nailed it.
Usually we'd say like, oh, it's very cold, but after what we saw earlier this week, we'll take it. That is
I
heat
will
wave.
never say anything is cold ever again, and
Right?
like unless we have something similar to that, I will. I'm like, I was never one to say something was cold anyways, because people, if you know me by now, know that I do like the cold.
Yeah.
But I kind of
Not
take
that
back
cold.
what I said about wanting cold. Is that
That's too far.
that's real cold, and that's too cold.
And that's
Too cold.
dangerous cold.
It's
Like,
dangerous cold.
yeah.
You're right. Well, that's out of here, and the snow soon will be as well, but not just yet. We'll take a look at the weather headlines first. The pink shaded counties. So that's Antrim County, Kalkaska County, and Grand Traverse County do have winter storm warnings in effect until Friday morning. So that's tomorrow morning, 7 o'clock. And then all the purple shaded counties, that's Charlevoix, Leelanau, Benzie, Wexford, Misaki, and Roscommon have winter weather advisories until midnight tonight for some lake effect snow. And we can see this lake effect snow if we look at radar. I'll start with the eastern upper first. More light snow showers up here, but still consistent in parts of northern Luce County and Chippewa County up towards Whitefish Point. And then in the northern lower, you can really see, it's very obvious the spot where the heaviest snow band is here. It's sweeping over parts of Antrim County, especially right through the heart of Kalkaska and down through Roscommon and parts of Misaki County as well, down towards Houghton Lake. That rather consistent and heavy band is still in place tonight, and it will stay in place over the course tonight, but we will see an alleviation of this by tomorrow morning. So if you're up early, still expect some snow around, but the overall intensity of the snow over the course of tomorrow, if you see any, will be on the low side. Light snow showers, some flurries, nothing major, shouldn't impact travel, but you should still be aware of waking up to some snow-covered roads, especially in isolated areas. Over the course of the afternoon, those light snow showers on the western side of things will eventually get pushed off to the north as we switch our wind direction to out of the southwest in the afternoon. And by evening, those snow showers, those light lake effect snow showers, should get pushed up towards the bridge, Mackinac County, Chippewa County. This is around evening at this point. So you could see some snow up there at that point in the day. But for the most part, we should stay dry tomorrow. For most of us, it'll be a nice day, the best of the week by far, at least in my opinion. And then Saturday, we'll have a very early round of snow, followed by another round later in the very late morning and then early afternoon. Also, another mostly quiet day. Snowfall forecast, here it is. Most of our snow will fall in Kalkaska County, parts of Antrim County, Kalkaska County, down towards Houghton Lake and Roscommon County. And then over the course of tomorrow, we're not going to add much. Parts of the eastern upper will get some. Otherwise, a pretty quiet day in terms of snow. There's a look at this weekend. Pretty quiet on Sunday, but a little bit cooler with some sunshine. Tonight, 0 to 15 with snow tapering off. Again, that snow band that I showed you will eventually come to an end very late tonight. And then tomorrow, 17 to 23, a few snow showers, but mostly quiet. And then the remainder of the week warming up by early next week, back to very typical northern Michigan January winter weather.
All right. Thank you so much, Trevor. Let's take one more quick break, but don't go anywhere just yet. We'll be right back with Sports Director Harrison Beebe for your sports segment. Stay with us. Welcome back, everyone. Let's bring in our sports director, Harrison Beebe, joining us live now from the Content Center. Harrison, what are you working on for sports tonight?
I don't know how much I'm working on. Allie actually, Allie Baxter, our top reporter, she just gave me some breaking news that the basketball game I was going to cover is not taking place tonight.
Because
so
of weather?
my schedule might lighten up a little bit, but it doesn't mean I don't want to talk about some basketball right now.
All right.
Obviously, people are upset about the Lions losing. That's can't cure that. It's going to take months and until the season probably restarts for people to get pumped up for the Lions again. But let's take a moment because it might not hold for too long. The Pistons are right now the 6th seed in the Eastern Conference, so they're at 23 and 21 on that record, on those standings right now. This time a year ago, they were 4 and 39. So the turnaround for the Pistons right now is kind of not in NBA circles. It's being discussed, but like around the state of Michigan, I feel like it's being a little lost in the shuffle. Just how much of an increase this team has made from last year to this year. Cade Cunningham is 3rd in the league in triple doubles behind Nikola Jokic and LeBron James. So if that's the company you're trailing in, and yes, LeBron James is 40 years old, but still, he's
the GOAT.
I know you and I disagree on where LeBron falls in the pecking order of basketball, but I think pretty good stuff from the King there. And Cade Cunningham is ascending to those levels, which is pretty incredible stuff. The Pistons are off tonight, but if the season ended right now, they're the 6th seed. They don't even have to do the play-in tournament. They would just automatically go to play the New York Knicks in a first-round playoff series, which
Wouldn't that be nice?
Is pretty cool. Obviously, that's 3 months down the road until we determine those exact seedings. Also, while we're here, though, I think I've got another graphic we can punch up in the back. Let's shout out the college basketball Big Ten schedules. Still here in late January, Michigan State and Michigan are the top 2 teams. And tomorrow night, Michigan and Purdue are squaring off. And that should be an exciting one to see which one of those want to keep pace with Michigan State. Spartans just beat Illinois 4th in the standings the other day at home. So MSU had their first quality win in conference so far. I believe they're playing this weekend. I'm blanking on who they're going up against. But either way, we're getting in the meat of that Big Ten schedule. And Michigan and Michigan State still at the top of the list.
Looks like they're playing Rutgers on Saturday.
There you go. That is the one. Yep.
Beauty of the internet. All right, Harrison, thanks so much for joining us. We'll see you back here tonight during sports at 11, but we're going to take one more break. We'll come back and take a look at our live results for our question of the day and read some of your comments. Stay with us.
Salon services are furnished by Epiphany Advanced Academy in East Acme.
Earlier in the show, we shared with you the amazing story of Finnegan, a dog finding his forever home after spending nearly 1,000 days in a shelter. So we wanted to know, if you have a dog, where did you get him or her from? 35% say from a shelter, 40% say from a breeder, and 26% say other. I don't have time to read any comments. I'm so sorry. Head to our Facebook page, UpNorthLive.com, to see all the wonderful comments. But thanks so much for joining us on Unscripted. We'll see you back here at 11 o'clock tonight.